Second movement today. Just kind of nothing too heavy. It's such a long piece. I really need to pace myself. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get it finished. In this practice diary. I'm almost certain not going to, but I'm going to just try and get comfortable with most of it. So on to movement two. I'm going way under tempo. I mean, it's Prestissimo. For Beethoven, the Prestissimo I think is actually really fast. It's that bit. That bit I really need to actually really sit down and think about. But for now, slowly. Why is this bit so fiddly? It shouldn't be this fiddly. Slower. I almost want to give up this entire piece just because of that bar. I'm so down on that bar. I feel like it's very difficult for me. And then the left hand I need to actually not just jump. 2. See, most of it feels fine. There's a couple of fiddly moments, but most of this piece feels fine, but this section is just so nasty. I'm also very sloppy on it. It's feeling a bit like, you know, I need to be more accurate though. Also a very, very, very awkward bit. I'll look at the right hand here. So. Someone said to me a while back, you know, actually in one of the comments, that I need to just try and keep more, like keep further back. And I can feel like myself, like I'm using my arm, but the rest of my body is frozen in place. I feel like I should really be moving around a little bit more in terms of just staying loose. You know, I've got the hang of staying loose with my wrist, but just the rest of my body is now so tense. In the end, it's like a full body thing I need to be working towards, you know. When you see these good pianists, sometimes they're just kind of using every lever in the body, you know, they're going like, that kind of thing, or everything at once, you know. Like everything has a part, the hips and the shoulders moving, everything just moving a little bit. So, at some point, it only happens when I really know where I'm going is the problem. When I'm sight reading carefully, I'm just frozen in place because I don't want to mess up any notes, you know. So I'm going to just go slower and loosen up a bit through this section because I need to go slow anyway. yesterday I was talking about. Really wants to go up there, but it doesn't. It goes down the octave instead. Just throws you off. These scales, I'm glad I learnt my scales, basically. It's not so bad. So it's a bit of it's one of those pieces like that's really Beethoven-y in that it's on the surface kind of, not too bad, kind of, simple enough to go fast, and then there's just one or two bars that really, really throw you. So, let's just identify where they are so I can work on it. It's this one, obviously. It's slow speeds and out, it feels alright. The problem is, the launch to the D sharp is just so bad. I'm wondering if I should do that, but then I run out of fingers. Or that. But it's just so ridiculous. I mean, the fact that it looks so simple, and there isn't really a good solution for it, is just so annoying, to be honest. Anyway, there's number one. Then anything... This syncopated bit isn't too bad. It's here. It's deceptively hard, this bit. And just really those two bars there. Although I feel like technically it's not challenging, it's just fiddly, because things are always different, so the right hand goes, which isn't so bad. The left hand turn. So it's just slightly different, so it all ties up in a way that means it's a little fiddly to read. Pardon me, but that's already starting to feel not so bad. Then 41 is a bit awkward, this business, and the bit leading up to it, so. Oops. That bit there, it's a little awkward. Then it's easy for a long time. I would say let's take bar 55 seriously, even though it feels nice to play. I can feel like you can see that this is a really big step up in complexity just in 2 bars. So, from just before you got this, and then suddenly you got. So I think if you are not expecting that, then it can be difficult. Then you've got the transition from the normal melodic minor scale to the chromatic scale in 59. Not too bad as well, but you can see how that would catch you out. And then the turnaround here as well is a bit awkward. So the fact that you change direction momentarily. Otherwise it's fine, left hand does the same. Find it harder in the left hand because my left hand is worse than my right. Something I'm continuously trying to address. Down to the bottom as well, that's also awkward, that jump down. So. that's all a little bit awkward in the left hand there. So, I mean, yeah, I need to take that seriously too, because I can't do it yet. So I've written that one. Then, nice to play for a while. Nice to play, that's all fine. Then, obviously, the dreaded to the octave jump and the obvious difficulties of the left hand here as well. For some reason that feels alright to play, I don't know why. Then I really dislike playing 132, this whole section of them. Fingering is just in paramount importance here. I need to go through with a fine-tooth comb and do the fingering, and also the bit where it goes. It's a little awkward, you know, octaves in the right hand too. Apart from that, the rest is not so bad. Again, that difficulty jump in 156, because you just had the boring air. And then suddenly... That's also speeding up. The left hand getting tangled is very, very possible. So. All of that section too. So on the face of it, I feel like, oh, I can do this, but then I try it and it's like, oh, I actually can't do this, basically. And then luckily, there's probably difficulty here I haven't spotted yet, but this is just. I feel like most people could do that, no problem. Then that's it. That's the second movement. So I'm taking my son to the beach. We sometimes have childcare on Friday, but unfortunately she's not very well. So, you know, that's pretty sad. It's really nice to get out and about though on a nice day, which I'm hoping it will be. It's a bit grey. So that's it. That's the second movement. So you can see the second movement is more of like kind of a traditional Beethoven chunk. Right, just like a thing over a couple of pages, 4 pages that feels like its own thing with its own atmosphere and really lovely music. The first movement is a bigger monster, you know, but in my opinion easier to play. This is really pushing into romantic territory that I'm more comfortable with, whereas this kind of pure classical stuff with simple patterns I actually don't like playing very much and I find it more difficult. Okay, and then we get this beautiful. I think this is one of his, out of the 3 final kind of sonatas with these really complicated long movements, this is one of the nicest themes he's come up with, in my opinion. It's just simple. that's the theme. That 12, 13, 16 bar section is what the rest of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages will be based on. So there's a lot to work with. You know, once you unpack it, there's a lot to work with here. And sometimes he unpacks it to the most ridiculous extent that you can't even hear where the theme is anymore. So we've got all of that to explore. I will see you later. Bye-bye.